weather preparedness, Ms. Barrington?
Well, let me start off by saying there was a question on our, I say our, it's not ours, the storm shelter out here. Pettis County owns the storm shelter. And so there was a question brought to us as far as how is that storm shelter used? Evidently there was a concern that there is an excess of water in there during storms and you know, what's done about it. So I called Tricia Ruda with Pettis County EMA, and she said that yes, the storm shelter is owned by Pettis County, is operated by Pettis County. They will control the entry by electronic locks, and they are aware of the water that enters in it, and they try and come around on a regular basis to clean that out. They have sump pumps for that as well. We do have staff members who have keys that can assist with that. She wanted to kind of make note that they only do the electronic locks in the event of a tornado watch or warning, whereas sometimes she was made aware that, you know, a staff member that was aware of a severe thunderstorm may choose to go ahead and open it up even if there isn't any tornadic. So they don't open it up, but you know, that could be a potential for us. She says that, yeah, this storm shelter may have been designed incorrectly when it was put in, and that, you know, those sump pumps are necessary for that reason. She also states that if there are complaints on that storm shelter, to definitely pass them on directly to her. But she said of all of the storm shelters in Pettis County, the Green Ridge one is actually the one of her least concern, that it doesn't seem to provide as many issues and problems as some of the others that perhaps were designed.
Yes, even worse. I've been in.
So, just kind of with that question of the storm shelters, we thought it would be a good idea then to talk about those storm shelters and how we use them, and provide reminders of the things that we do for weather preparedness, that sort of thing. So Mr. Eddington.
And so being a town resident, tornado warnings, this is where I go majority of the safety times. And you know, there's been a puddle or two down there, but it's never been a flooded situation in terms of the worry about, you know, when it rains, it's going downhill, gravity's gonna do its thing, but they've got drains down there to take care of a majority of that.
So
even when
were these new comments? I know when they first built it, they had a problem. They fixed it, or they repaired it, I guess. If I was wondering, is it just old comments? I remember it flooded real bad one time.
Was it 2010, 2011 is when it built, right? And Tricia was not here. She came in about 2015 when Dave left the EM area. And so I don't know sort of anything historical about it, when it was built and how, I mean, in terms of the troubles of it prior to that, I don't know. But in terms of every time I've been down there, whether it's for a drill for the school or whether it's an actual tornado warning, taking my family down there, never had any issues with it.
But still a lot safer place for kids no matter what, even if they get their feet wet, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you got 6 inches of water down there.
That's what I'm saying. You're not flooded down. Not even an inch of flooded water. We're talking about puddles at the worst. But again, water's going down the steps, going down the ramps, because that's obviously gravity. When it's storming outside, it's going to happen. You know, how many basements going to flood a little bit? And that's just even if you do have a sub pump, that's an underground facility. I think it's just a general. Again, I'm not an architect, but I think that's just a general hazard of an underground facility.
Especially here in Green Ridge.
It's a little flat and not very rocky, and the ground is so moist. So with that, we just talked about some different things for what we do at the school for safety preparedness. And so I outlined a couple of those things, talking about communication, make sure that the crisis plans are, you know, updated and reviewed annually. Training for new staff, that comes really from mentors and teacher buddies, things like that. That's part of that mentoring program we have. The drills, the things we do them twice a year, one in the fall, one in the spring. And it was October 17th, we kind of worked they were trying to think the Great Shakeout. It was kind of the Great Plains area kind of operates that in Missouri, is one of the states that participates in that. So that day at 10:17, on 10:17 at 10:17 a.m., we acted out an earthquake drill. and that earthquake drill gets done once annually, but the other ones get done twice. We do bus evacs in the fall and bus evacs in the spring. And then I just added the other piece here is mental health behavior risk. Again, our trauma-informed leadership team is progressing towards training other staff for tips and noticing warning signs. But response actions kind of explain what we do, and that was kind of one of the questions just to double check posed to me a little bit. What do we do with students and where they're at located on campus? Fire drill, they just go to the nearest exit and they've got the designated areas in which they go until cleared by admin to return to the school building. But when you talk about storm, we do have the storm shelter over on this side of campus, the very northern and the very southern part of campus, our ag and our annex. They do travel across the street through the building. Obviously, the quickest way between those 2 points is as straight as line as possible. So they come through those front doors, through the little gym or the big gym, depends on their designated trail, to the storm shelter. And so if you kind of get an idea of what it looks like, that's what, if you're coming from the annex, that's kind of what it looks like. If you guys want to see it, that's where it goes. So one of the things, I think one of the biggest things we have with new staff, and we actually had it the other day when you guys had, it was yesterday, I believe, when they had a little fire alarm or an accident alarm. Was it Miss Lee who called or someone else?
Somebody called and said, "What is that?"
The drill. Is it a tornado drill or tornado siren? Because some of them don't know the differing tones. If it's a constant tone versus they just forget that piece. Because living in Stockton, it was two-tone. We get to Green Ridge, I get a two-tone, worry about tornado, and so again, differing locations on that. So continually to remind them of that. So, and then intruder training, talk about how that, we have no code words. If there's an issue with an intruder, we got intercom and we clearly state what the nature of the incident is. If we have an unwanted parent, which we have an unwanted parent in high school in the building, please make sure all doors, locked down, lock your doors, close your windows, and do everything you gotta do necessary for that. We haven't had any more than that. We've had drills. The question was before the meeting was, do we act out drills in an active shooter issue? Teachers get training on that. When we go through that, we do not put the kids to the trauma of bringing, simulated rounds into the building to give kids an actual incident of what that would feel like. So we just do lockdowns with them, and then the teachers talk to them what would happen in different elevated situations, whether, again, fit the scenario situation. So the one we did in the fall was more of a soft lockdown. We just lock the door, close the lights off, stay quiet. The one we do in the spring, we're gonna do a little bit more, preparedness if it was a little bit more serious of an issue. And that's as far as that particular training goes and drill goes. So the second piece of paper that you have there, it's sort of kind of just what happens afterwards. I kind of give the teachers a rundown of how things went, appreciating their efforts and the kids' efforts, and so that kind of what that email is going through. Honestly, this school year was the first year we put all the drills on one day. We usually kind of spread them out over a month period of time. The teachers asked for, we're going to disrupt a day, let's just do it one morning, disrupt 2 hours and get it over with. And so we did that, and I think it went real well. So so that's kind of where that one was a little, again, some points of emphasis for teachers and an explanation of where we did well and what we're going to do to improve for next time. So I hope that helps out a little bit.
So how fast could you get from your place with all the kids all over the storm shelter? 3 minutes probably?
It's pretty
Pretty quick.
It's usually less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't time it, but really, you get through we get through the front doors, you cut across the little gym and straight out. It's really not as far as it looks looking at it. I sure didn't time it, but we don't lollygag when we go, so, I think that, like we talked about, some of the kids talked about if weather was really, really bad, what would we do, and
I said the drills are less
I said we don't usually wait
than 4
until
minutes.
there's a tornado on the ground to make the call to go, so it gives us plenty of time to walk, in my opinion, but yes.
Well, it's not gonna be a sudden there's a tornado.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a tornado at the rec center, and if there is, because it's happened before, if some reason it's late, if there's a tornado at the rec center, the teacher's gonna realize, we can't go outside, it's a little bit more dangerous to go outside, let's go back in the classrooms and protect ourselves as best we can in the restrooms. Because at that point, it's more dangerous to go outside than it is to stay inside. But again, to the point, we get warnings a little bit more in advance, enough time to get across into the shelter. Majority of the time.
It's not like we had a tornado when I was in elementary. I've sat in the hallway with the bugs.
Watch it.
I'm so grateful for that thing out there.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be sitting in a hallway.
So,
All right.
I hope that helps a little bit.
Yep, that's good. Nice work. All right, at this point, we've got, just so everybody here, I'm gonna let you know, we have an hour of board member refresher we have to do once a year on sexual, not harassment, but what's that stop? Yeah, sexual misconduct with students. You're more than welcome to stay. After this video is over, it's gonna be an hour long, we're gonna go into closed session. So it's up to you if you wanna stay and watch an hour video on sexual harassment or not.